Hi, how you doing? Thanks so much for being here. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the second mode, the Dorian mode. Now, in my last video, I showed you the Ionian mode, and we did that in the key of G major right here. So the Dorian mode, which is the second mode, is going to be played off the second note in the key, which is going to be A. So it would be 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8. So if you look at it a pattern, it's a pretty good, easy pattern to remember, really. And you can tell, like I said, once again, it's in the key of G major. And what makes this mode great is it's a minor mode. Our Ionian mode here is a major mode, and we know it's a major mode because we can play the major chord in the mode. That chord comes right out of the mode. In the Dorian mode right here, if we were to play A major, it wouldn't work because the third right here, this note at the 6th fret is not in that mode. It's actually here at the 5th fret. So that tells us that this is a minor mode. That chord, A minor, is right there in that mode. That third is right here. Right there. That tells us right off the bat that it's a minor mode. It's got the flat third. And what makes the Dorian mode so great is the fact that it's also got the flat 7 in it. So the flat 7 is what gives it its character. And once again, like I mentioned before, it's also a great exercise for your fingers, okay? Especially if you use the pinky. I would highly recommend using the pinky if you can. Our chords would be the same as they were in the G major, as I showed you in that last mode, except we'd be starting with the A. So it'd still be A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G, but it'd be A minor, B minor, C major, D major. Same, you know, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and F sharp diminished. And once again, you remember what I talked to you about the diminished is when you flatten the 3rd and the 5th. So if we had F sharp here, just our F sharp major, we take the 3rd on the 3rd string of the 3rd fret, we move it back 1, now it's on the 2nd fret where the bar is, and then we take the 5th right here on the 5th string of the 4th fret, we move it back, now we have our F sharp diminished chord. And as you can hear, that just sounds very moody, you know. So diminished chords aren't really used so much like in pop music because of the fact that they just have a very moody sound. But if you're trying to create some like moody kind of music, diminished works great for that. But in a sense, probably wouldn't use it that much just unless you're using that kind of music. But for the most part, you'd probably just want to stick with your, you know, your A minor, your B minor, your C, your D, your E minor, G major. And so like I've said before, with these modes is it's a pattern, and there's certain chords that you can fit out of them, like I mentioned just a little bit ago. So you want to make sure that you have those chords down, and so if you want to create a progression, you create a progression with those chords, those A minor, E minor, so forth and so forth, and this mode will fit right over it. You know, if you play it right here in A, okay? And what you want to do is really just get to know the mode real well. Just get to know it, you know what I mean? Play it. Figure out the characteristics of it, because it's a different pattern. It's a different pattern than your G Ionian modes. And like I said before as well, is work with it in the higher octave. So right here it's an A minor, A Dorian. And you also want to play it up here too, at the 17th fret. can tell it resides right there on G. And then what you want to do after that, after you really know the pattern very well, then what you want to do is incorporate it with the Ionian mode as well. So that way you can play kind of both of them. You got the Ionian mode, and then you can move into the Dorian mode. And they kind of connect like puzzle pieces. Very much like the pentatonic patterns. And this allows you to stay in key when you're playing your solos. It allows you to move throughout the fretboard and stay in key and not have to just play in this one spot. You know, if you say, well, I gotta play in this one spot and up here, those are the only two spots you can play in. Well, if you know the other modes that go with it, then you can play all over the fretboard. And that's what we're gonna be working on here in these next videos, is the fact that we're going to learn all 7 modes and work how we can work with them throughout the fretboard. So now that we know 2 of them, and if you haven't watched that video on the Ionian mode, I'll leave a link below so you can check it out. It's right here in G, and like I said, you can put these in any key, it doesn't matter. So if you're in A major, and the Ionian is right here in A, then of course your Dorian mode would be right here in B. And it'd be the same pattern. So once again, our Dorian mode is comprised of the 1, the 2, the flat 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the flat 7. Okay, and that's how we know it's a minor, because it has both the flat 3rd and the flat 7. That's how you really make minor chords, minor scales, is by flattening the 3rd. And if it goes past the 5, then you want to flatten the 7, and that makes it a minor, like a minor chord or a minor scale, something like that, okay? So once again, really get this pattern down. And once again, if it's here in A, it's going to be 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8. Like for instance, let's say we went from G major and we played each one of those chords. You're supposed to, you could even take your looper pedal or even your phone, really. I mean, because your phone will record, so you could take your phone and just record like a progression of these 2 chords, right? You're playing G major, A minor, and then we go to G, and then you can go to A when it comes to the A chord. Back to the G, Ionian mode, and then when it comes to the A minor chord, back to the Dorian mode if you like. There's many ways you can work with these scales. You just have to be creative and kind of figure out what's best for you. These 2 notes, the flat 3rd and the flat 7, tells us that it's a minor mode, Dorian mode. And we know it because we can also make the A minor chord out of it. Okay? So that lets you know too whether it's a major mode or a minor mode, is the chord that can be created out of it. Alright, so there we have it for our Dorian mode. Practice that. Work on that. If you have any questions, let me know. Check that out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. If you've found some discoveries in the modes, leave that in the comment below, because people will see that and it might help them out. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other out, learn this wonderful instrument and unlock the mysteries within it. So keep practicing, and until our next lesson, you take care. Audio Jungle.